Peace, love, and divine light. It is Kepra L returning like I said I would, but kind of on a different note because I forgot to mention a couple of things in the last video, but it'll kind of just stitch together later down the line. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I was having a really tough time when all this was really getting really deep and hitting hard. And I found myself, I couldn't meditate. I couldn't get into a quiet space. And so they were just like, just go to sleep. We'll tell you in your dream. That's what they kind of tell me sometimes. It's like sending someone to their room, right? And so I went to sleep and I woke up. And it's that in-between space when I wake up that always is where I kind of receive messages that maybe I can't comprehend in my waking. And I had to write it down. So it was a transmission, an understanding, or a memo. That's more like what it was, a memo. And the memo said something to the effect about we needed to raise our vibration in order to keep moving forward into the next existence or the next evolution or the next part of our journey as a unit, as a world, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the picture here and you all can read it. And then, yeah, so let's talk about that. So raising your vibration, what does that mean? First of all, let's talk about what is vibration. Vibration is what we're made of. We're energy and we are also vibration, right? So, you know, when you walk into a room or into a house or maybe into a group of people and you're like, oh, I don't like this vibe. Like whatever it is that they're talking about or doing in that room before you got there, it's not aligning to your energy. It's not aligning to your sacred vibration or where you are on the scale. So there's an energy scale that shows you where you actually are. Like if you're in fear, you're way at the bottom and it moves up through the different emotional selves. So when you are working on yourself, you start to move through these different levels on the scale. So you'll have fear, sadness, anger, anxiety, and you'll start to move up further and you'll have courage and in a neutral zone. And then I can't remember all of them right now, but eventually you start moving into the higher ones, which is joy and love and peace and harmony. And what I understood from that transmission is that we are too low vibrating as a human race and a unit, right? So although we're going through some purging of things, we also need to start to purge our emotions like the earth. So the earth is purging. It's going through a cleansing. It's releasing some things. It's getting things back in order. Right? And because we are natural beings, we're supposed to be following what Mother Nature is showing us. You understand? So you should be doing purging too. You should be getting things in order, right? So me, myself, I've been working on some things in my business, making sure that's in alignment, getting myself prepared for the things that I am desiring to receive and have more of in my business. But my next level is to really start working out. Of course, I just had a baby in December and it's only April, but I want to get back to some toning, getting back into shape a little bit more because going up and down these stairs, I tell you, you think I'd ran a marathon, but I need to get into alignment physically, with everything else. So that's where I am. But you have to choose where you are. Or more or less acknowledge where you are and begin from that point. So, maybe physically you're not capable to do the workouts and things of that nature. Then start working on some old pains. Start working on hurts that you have to heal. You can do this by writing. You can do this by praying and meditating. You can do this by acknowledging that person in that situation. And there are a lot of different ways you can do it. You have to do what's comfortable for you. And of course, when you work with someone who does healing work, who does coach others through it, like myself, there are lots of different exercises that will help you cope is incorrect, help you heal through it, because that's what this time is about. It's not about coping. We're past the coping stage. We're in the healing stage. We're in the going forth and evolving from that thing that happened stage, right? So ultimately, now is the time. And you have to decide if you're ready to do it, to work through it, so that you can start vibrating higher, right? And then once you start working on that, healing your emotional self. So there's your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, your mental. There's your galactic self. There's your financial self. There's so many levels of us that we need to be working on, right? So after you work on your heart space, your emotional self, maybe you want to start working on your spiritual self, and you want to start meditating and praying a little bit more, getting yourself into alignment there. Financially, maybe you want to start taking some lessons and watching some YouTubers talk about how to budget your money and how to manage things. And maybe mentally, you want to start clearing your head of all that ruckus. It's like our head is literally, our brain, our mind is literally a computer, right? So what do you do when your computer is glitching or it has an issue? You take it, you shut it down, you clean it out, and you restart it. Sometimes you got to gut it out and replay something, so you want to think of your process similar to that. Like when you intentionalize what you're doing anyway, when you are really clear about how deep you want to go, you can really see the results. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's the mental level. We talked about financial, we talked about emotional, we talked about physical, spiritual, we talked about that. And then I said galactic. And I know some people are like, what the heck are you talking about? Galactic. Like, we're also cosmic beings, right? And so connecting to your cosmic self, your highest self. And that would take, meditation and also acknowledging that it even exists, first of all. So there are other ways astrologically you can do that as well. So take your pick. Where are you going to start? Which part of the sandwich are you going to chew on first? Because you can't do them all at once. I mean, you can try, but I promise you it's quite tiring. So you want to take it one piece, one layer at a time, right? And get a journal. A journal is so imperative when you're doing this kind of heavy lifting, this kind of work. Get a journal and a good pen and write. Because when you get to a certain point, you want to be able to look back and say, I remember when I was over there and now I'm over here. I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, celebrate yourself. This is the time for that too, because so to raise your vibration after you've kind of done some work, there are some other key things you can do. Of course, getting out and getting some sun, finding some ways to make yourself laugh. So of course, we're home, most of us, so you can watch TV, but you do want to make sure that it's good, valuable content. So if you're going to watch TV, it has to be something that's going to uplift you or bring you to a certain level of understanding of yourself, or maybe even like I said, making you laugh, because laughter is a very high vibration as well. It's a level of joy. And so let's see. We talked about laughter. We talked about getting out in the sun, spending time with people you love. And I mean some really good quality time. I'm losing grip of my little thing here. Quality time with your family, the ones that love you back, that you love and love you back. Okay. This is not the time for that one-way kind of love. You need to be around those that are going to hold you up just as much as you hold them up. All right. So keeping that in mind. There are lots of ways. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link to some things below that you can link into to gain some greater and deeper understanding. A couple of articles and such. But anyway, if you decide that you want to go a little deeper, I'll leave my links below. Got comments and questions, I'll answer them as frequently as I can. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I've been posting some things to help others vibe up or be mindful of their vibration, some inspiration as well. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. So give me a big thumbs up, please. Mwah. Thank you in advance. And share this with your friends and your family. We all need to hear the word, the messages that are necessary, so we can all begin to vibe up, so that we do not come into contact with the dark force that's looking forward to obliterate. I won't even go into the details. You guys might have already seen so much of this video. I forgot where I was because my camera stopped on me. But yeah, nonetheless, if you saw the image that I left, or I'll leave it at the end as well, so you can read the transmission that came through, the galactic memo that came through. So it is our duty right now, everyone, to be lifting our vibration. All right. So work diligently, do it for yourself first, and then do it for the world and others that you love after. But you deserve this more than anything. Everything else is just a beautiful extra, so to speak. So like, subscribe, share. I love you all. Until next time, Kepra L, love and light to you.